What's good, guys? It's your boy Amaro D, aka The Amar Show, and I'm back with another
OD,
episode of
baby.
ODTV. So, we got another interesting video today. Today's video is going to be titled Men Are Refusing to Budge on Their Standards and It's Causing Chaos. To be honest, I like it, refusing to budge on your standards. If you make a standard for yourself and you choose not to compromise that standard, all the power to you, in my opinion. All right, so let's see what this video is about. Let's go about it. Let's get into it.
My boyfriend of almost 3 years dumped me for adding his best friend on Instagram. Yeah, I have a couple of his other friends, and he's added some girls that we know.
By the way, shout out Peas World. Love your stuff, my guy. Love your takes on these type of things. And yeah.
Mutually as well, and it's never been a problem until recently. Came across one of his best friend's Instagram account, and he was public, and I saw that he posted a group photo of us, and I thought, oh, cute. We are all friends. Let me follow my boyfriend's best friend. And then I got dumped. I got called, the word.
Okay, so hear me out. In this situation, what do you guys think? So she said she got dumped for following her boyfriend's best friend online. You know what I mean? On that purpose alone, I'd be like, you're tripping, my guy. Why are you dumping her for following your best friend? But my thing is, we don't know what's happened in the past. Has she had any kind of shaky behavior? Is this like the last straw that broke the camel's back type of thing, where she's shown kind of colors of this type of behavior, where unfaithful behavior, and this is just something that finally shook him, and he's like, you know what, forget it. Like, she did this here, she did this then, and now we got this. It kind of has me shaking the confidence of the relationship. Also, how long have they been together? Those type of things.
And I don't know. And then I got blocked everywhere. Apparently, I don't deserve speaking to because I'm a big fat for following my boyfriend's best friend. Really debated making this video, but honestly, I just want your opinion. Have you ever added your partner's friends on social media, and is it acceptable or not? Is it weird? Am I wrong? Am I the weirdo? Me and this particular friend didn't like each other before, but within the past couple months, I started to see him more of a human because of some stuff he was going through. And I thought, you know what?
Okay.
Actually, I want to show my approval of your friend and integrate our lives. And apparently that was a big no-no for my ex-partner. I think I'm losing a sense of reality of what's normal and what's not normal.
That's it.
Okay, so I see what he's gonna be like, yo, that's it, whatever. I feel like there needs to be more context in this situation. Obviously there's two sides to every story, but judging from what we're hearing, is he tripping? Yeah. Right now it sounds like, yeah. What's the case where this would be justifiable, in my opinion, is, again, if she shows shades of unfaithfulness, like I've seen her kind of flirting over there, choose not to say anything. If earlier there's a situation where I saw her flirting with somebody, choose not to say anything, maybe some shaky behavior somewhere else, choose not to say anything, maybe some other shaky behavior, choose not to say anything, those type of things where it's like death by 1,000 cuts and this was just the final nail in the coffin. Cool. Where it's like, you know what, I really just don't trust you, or something in me is just telling me you're just not the one. In terms of him crashing out on her, something, calling her a big fat is crazy unless you have something behind it. You know what I mean? So we don't know. There's very little context in this. She said she's trying to make the worlds, mesh the worlds and all that. Even with that, when it comes to following him, in my opinion, in relationships, as if you're my woman, I would be like, nah, you let them follow you and then you follow back. This is not proactive behavior. We're not in that realm. It'll look weird. I'm not saying I'd break up with her for it, but I'd raise an eyebrow. I'm not gonna lie. I'd raise an eyebrow at it and be like, okay, this is weird. Why are you following my best friends before they even kind of acknowledge you? You might have seen them at the party or whatever, or you might have seen them when I've seen them, but still, it's like, you should be concerned with me, not my friends. If my friends follow you afterwards and you want to follow back, cool, whatever. But you initiating that seems a bit fishy to me. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. You guys might not agree with it. Most people might not agree with this, but in my opinion, it's fishy behavior, and it's not breakup material, but it is something to take note of and be like, that's a bit weird. Let me keep an eye on that whole situation right there, because I just feel that, again, as my woman, your focus should be me. My focus should be you. I'm not following up your friends online. I'm not liking up any. If I'm not following them before we met, I'm not following them after we met. unless they follow me just as a sign of just common respect. Okay, cool. I'll follow you back. Boom. But I'm not going to be liking up all their photos unless it has to do with me or you. And yeah, just to keep it respectful and to keep everything smooth, you know? And for people saying, oh, that's too much, Amar, that's too much, Amar. If that's how you want to run your relationship, that's how you run your relationship. In terms of me, that's just how I'd like to run my relationship. So far, so good. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Surely there has to be some more.
And I'm like, apologies, but I haven't had that issue with any of my girls. You know what I mean? So with any of my exes in the past, in my current relationship, still don't have that issue where my girl's following up my friends and proactively and all that stuff. Like I've never really had that issue or had to even think about it. I just trust her. You know what I mean? So is this thing recorded? No, it's recording this thing. Okay.
Context behind it. You just followed his best friend and that was enough. That sounds a little bit insecure. I'll be real.
Yeah. If it's just off of that one point, yes, I get why he's saying insecure. But again, the backstory. The backstory is everything. And I feel like we don't have enough of it to call this clean. We are hearing it from her point of view. Just from history, I know people leave out a lot of details, a lot of defining details once you start asking these questions. So we'll keep it there. But based off of what she said, does sound very insecure, especially the way he's snapping at her and everything. If that's the only basis she could go off of, like she only followed him, nothing else happened, then yes. Sounds like your boy might be a bit jealous of his friend or might feel a little bit threatened by that off top, a little too threatened by that. But in my opinion, it's just something to take note of. Be like, okay, cool. And it's not the fact that I feel threatened by my friends or nothing like that. It's just that that's a bit odd. You should be focused on me, not my friends. And yeah.
His part, anyway. I feel like there's something you're leaving out. Were you guys arguing before? Is this something that's come up before?
See, this is what I'm saying.
You're saying he done the right thing. He dodged the bullet. Really? Really?
That's a big... See, these guys think the same way. Like, okay, that's a big... Well, off top, I'm thinking, again, I'm more with P on this. Like, something has to happen retroactively for me to come to this conclusion. Especially, I don't even think I'd be crashing out like the way he's crashing out, calling her the big W and all that stuff. I'd just be like, yo, this is just too shady for me. I'm somebody who likes to operate in black and whites more so than the gray spaces in life. You know what I mean? With the unsaids and all that stuff. I like to put it on our front street, communicate efficiently about it, come up with a solution and move on. So in this, we're playing in the gray space too much. And if she's really doing a bunch of this stuff where it's like, I can't really put my finger on it, but I know you're moving a bit shady, and you know, like it's a bit shaky behavior. If there's too much of that, I'll leave anyways, because I just don't feel comfortable with the way you're moving. You know what I mean? You're moving very weird. And yeah, that's just me though. Let me know your thoughts. Comment, subscribe, comment, like, you know what I'm saying? Do the whole shebang and let me know.
I feel like there's something you aren't telling us. That's how I feel. No, something's being left out. Yeah.
That's what I think. I think something's being left out. Like this comment right here by One Man Army. Something's being left out. I feel like that too.
Oh, she definitely interested in a friend because she followed them? That makes no sense. I
don't think she's necessarily interested, but
because this don't feel like,
I don't know.
This don't feel like starting on business. This feels like something else. But in this next clip,
feels like
this young man is tired of people telling him that him caring about body count makes him a bad person. And he just had enough.
Ooh, this is an interesting topic.
So I just opened up my TikTok and sadly I was greeted with the video I'm about to talk about. So some guys just said, if you care about the amount of bodies that your partner caught before you, then you shouldn't be in a relationship and you're not a mature man. And I completely get it from the perspective of, if you're in a relationship with that person and you care and you judge them for the amount of bodies they've caught, you should not be with that person. You should never be judging somebody for sleeping with other people or whatever else. That's okay. But if you're not in the relationship yet and you're talking to somebody and you find out the amount of bodies that they have caught and you say, you know what, that's actually that's too much for me. Personally, I don't want to keep talking to you now. Even if they find that offensive, you are more than entitled to say, actually, that's too much for me. You are okay to have a limit of how many people your partner, not your partner, but the person you're speaking to has been with before you. That is okay. As long as you don't judge them, you are allowed to, as a person, say, actually, you know what, that's not for me. That is okay.
It's called a preference. And I feel like there's no problem having a preference. So my thing is there's no issue with having a preference. If there's somebody who is concerned with that type of stuff, all the power to you. If you could find somebody like that, because I know girls who are on the same page who don't want to increase their body count and all that stuff. I've heard it in the grapevine. And then I hear many women on the counter argument, like it shouldn't matter and all that stuff. Don't ask me about it. Personally, where do I fall in that region? My thing is I don't ask no questions. Are you clean? Are you healthy? If you're healthy, cool. Is there anybody else you're seeing at the moment? Because I don't do the whole sharing my girl thing. Like, I'm not into that. Like, so let me know. If so, I'm not even gonna tell you cut them out. I'm just gonna bow out and go find somebody else. There's so many women in this world. I know there's somebody out there for me. You know what I mean? So I just again set my standard, and then if she falls under it, I don't go for it. If she rises to the occasion, amazing. You know what I mean? We'll talk. But my thing with the whole body count stuff is just don't be sloppy out here with it. Men and women, in terms of this goes for both genders. If you're getting around so much to the point like I don't even know you yet, like know you like that yet, but it's getting back to me that yo, you're doing this, that. That means you're a sloppy. You're outside and you're sloppy with it, whatever. You know what I mean? You don't know how to keep your business on the hush hush. And that leads to more problems down the road because that could show when anything happens between me and you don't know how to keep your business private. That's a big sign of it. And say, I think women can take this and use it with their male partners too. My thing is you just don't want to be outside sloppy. I don't ask no questions because I don't want that on my conscience. I don't need to. In my opinion, it's none of my business. Unless like it affects me in some type of way. And if you're healthy, it's not affecting me in some type of way. Just know I'm a monogamous guy. I date exclusively. These are my things. So if you're seeing anybody while you're seeing me, let me know so I can bow out. And if she likes you enough, she'll say, nope, I'm not talking to anybody. She'll be truthful about it. Or she'll be like, okay, cool. And she'll narrow in on you and cut out the rest of the noise. You know what I mean? And then you pay attention if she holds true to that or not, you know? So that's my case on body count. I don't really stress about it too much. I ask no questions. To be honest, girls are usually typically the first to ask me about my body count. You know what I mean? Because I don't ask these things. Like I'm cool with it, yo. Like it's not on my mind when I do this. There's no point in stressing about it. It's the past. Obviously, in my opinion, I think men are allowed to have standards as to your past and all that stuff. This is just me as a man. This is just how I move. But if you have your own way of going about things, these are relationships. There's no do's and don'ts of a relationship. If it works for you, it works for you. There's all types of crazy relationships out here, to be honest with you, and all types of crazy alternative lifestyles that are working for people. If that works for you, then it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't, yo. These things yield results in the long term. Does your relationship last because of the way you run your relationship or not? That's the defining factor, in my opinion. So as a man, if you have that standard, you want to ask about it, she doesn't want to answer. My thing is just be willing to deal with the consequences. If she doesn't want to answer that question, are you willing to cut that date short and be like, all right, cool. It was nice getting to know you. I'll grab the bill on the way out. Hope you have a nice life. Goodbye. You know what I mean? Just conduct yourself accordingly. Conduct yourself like a gentleman at all times. And don't let these things phase you. You know what I mean? Like if set your standard, if it falls below your standard, dismiss it quickly and keep it moving. You don't have to be disrespectful about it or nothing like that. If it does meet your standard, then invest in it more. Invest time, whether it's money, whether it's energy, whatever. Invest more time into it if you find that it's worth it.
So don't be listening to this stuff that you're not a mature person. It takes a mature person to say, actually, I do care about that. And I couldn't be in a relationship with you because you have too many bodies.
I completely agree. And here's the thing. The amount of people you've been with, unfortunately, it does say something about you. Right? Maybe it's not as much as we think. It does, like, if you've been with 30 people, there's a certain lifestyle you live that's not compatible with someone like me. It's just not compatible. Why have you been with 30 people?
See, like, in terms of lifestyle, what he's saying, I get what he's saying. When you sleep with a total number of period and your lifestyle is really that different, I feel like it tends to show itself in other types of ways. And you'll eventually come to that conclusion of like, all right, this is not the woman for me. Just based off of other behaviors that relate to that, you know, in terms of having a body count. My opinion, I don't want to know. If you're really outside like that, it's going to get back to me at some point. And at that moment, I'm done, you know. But my deciding factor, are you healthy or not? You know what I mean? Am I going to catch anything from you? Do you know, are you respectful? Are you a good person? You know what I mean? Those type of things. So that's just how I move. People. And again, you ask these chicks these type of things on dates, who's to say they're going to tell you the truth? You know what I mean? Like, I swear there's some type of rule, like take the number she says and multiply it by 10 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, who's to say? People lie all the time. I've seen people lie about the dumbest things. So who's to say she's not going to lie about that in terms of the number? You're just going to take her for face value? Come on, man. Stop it. This is somebody you just met too. You know, I know you might like her, but this is somebody you just met. So in terms of my opinion, it's just a waste of time caring about that stuff. You're just stressing yourself out over something you can't control. It's in the past. You know what I mean? Do you have, I think a more pertinent question at some point is what I ask is there anything that you have with anybody that's in my circle currently? Because in my opinion, I don't really like that. It starts to strike a awkwardness in the circle I'm in. And once it starts to affect my circle, I usually just tend to take it out. Okay, cool. You're with this guy. In my opinion, again, there's many women in this world. I don't got to be dating the same one my friend's dating. You may call it a bit cutthroat, but in my opinion, it's valid. So I ain't got to do that. If it's somebody I see in passing, fine. But if it's somebody in my close circle or whatever, let me know so I can keep it pushing, because you're his ex, or you are somebody he used to mess around with. Therefore, I am not messing around with you. It's called bro code. These days, that's a lost concept, but I hope we bring it back at some point.
You know, like that means it came a time, because in order to be with that many people, you kind of just have to be having sex, like just on a random thing. So there was a time where you were doing that. Whilst I'm at home, like studying or working or doing something productive, you've been out here in the streets. We're not the same. You know, I live the quiet, normal lifestyle. One, you know, there's not much degeneracy going on. You've been with 25 guys, you're a little bit degenerate, and that's okay. There's someone out there for you, not me. I remember Storytime Piece. I remember being in a car and I was talking to this girl. It was in her car because I don't drive. And we're talking and she's telling me all these stories, man. And I felt like a bad person.
That's crazy.
I really did, because she was being really open. And I get why women lie. I get it, okay? Because she was being really open, vulnerable, telling me all these stories about these guys and these relationships.
Crazy.
But we were hanging out for the whole day. And she told me multiple different stories. And I started to do that myself.
Well, you see, that's an error she did. I'm going to let him finish and I'm going to let you know. Like, that's an error. She did an error. You don't do that stuff. In my opinion, that's distasteful.
One day. But that guy must have overlapped with this guy at the same time.
Don't kill me.
The same time. I mean, there's one over here. And after that conversation, I realized she wasn't the one. She wasn't the one, because then you have to add on to the stories that she's not telling, right? And the math, it was too many. I don't have those experiences. Now you want to be with me? I'm kind of like low-key bored.
To be honest, in my opinion, that's a girl with no game, because those are non-productive conversations. Why are you having that conversation? Why are you telling me about other guys who have been with you at that point? You know what I mean? We don't even have that type of rapport yet. I just met you and you're saying this. So who's to say you won't share my encounters with you with the world afterwards? You know, you don't keep these type of things, these type of private encounters, you don't keep close to your chest. So me being a private person, why would I want you in my life where you divulge all this information to the public that I don't want to be divulged? That's how I say it, you know what I mean? So these type of attitudes, this type of behavior usually springs its head up elsewhere. In this case, it's through communication. She's too loose with her information, just like how she's loose with her body. You know what I mean? But you do have girls who might be a bit more promiscuous, but know how to keep it to themselves, know how to be classy about it, know how to keep it to their chest. Same thing with guys. I think guys should be a bit more classy with it. Keep it to, like, the whole world doesn't have to know what you're up to in the bedroom. You know what I mean? That's no one's business except for yours and the people you get involved with, in my opinion. Just as long as you're clean, you're responsible with it, and you carry on, I think you're good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna finish the video here. I think this was a good talk, man. I like to get this type of information out. I like to have these type of conversations just because it's so nuanced and everybody has their own like opinion on it. So please comment your opinion down below. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do the whole 9. You know what I mean? Help your boy out if you guys like this. And yeah, I'll keep coming with the content. All right. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'm your boy Omar OD, aka The Omar Show. This has been another episode of OD. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.